Hey, welcome to Mic Check Waifu, episode 15. I'm your host, Polo. That's your other host, Tail. And we here to bring you a dope show tonight. This show is brought to you by Lube Complex. Go to lubecomplex.com and use the offer code WAIFU to save on your entire cart. So if you have a cart full of 15 items from lubecomplex.com, you can type in the offer code WAIFU and it'll save you some money. So go do that. Make sure you do that. Let us know when you do on Twitter at Mic Check Waifu. Yeah. So this episode also brings you two fantastic topics from our fantastic producers, Monique and Chris Goodywin. 2 weeks in a row of a dope topic. So we're going to bring you that shortly, right after we roll this intro. Roll it. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
My sweet waifu.
Is that you?
One way or another.
Mic check. Mic check waifu. Teliano, is that you?
What's happening, bro? How you feeling?
Good, bro. Good. This is episode 15 of Mic Check Waifu, and it's brought to you by our Patreon producers. You're going to see their names above us. Monique, Chris Goodywin, and Connor. Thank you all so much for producing this episode of Mic Check Waifu. We appreciate you so very much. Let's get right to the show. So, as we talked about at the beginning, there are two topics brought to you by our Patreon producers. And if you want to support the show and get your topics discussed on the show, go to patreon.com/MicCheckWaifu or MicCheckWaifu.com. You'll see all that information there too. But let's talk about the first topic. And the first topic is going to be Chris Goodywin topic, which is a mythological pantheon that we like to see as an anime. Now, I really enjoy this topic because there's so many different places you can go with a pantheon type of anime, right? And I feel like we can't touch the one that's already been made, okay? And that's, of course, the Fate series. I feel like we talk about the Fate series every week, right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's also be fair with the Fate series. The Fate series has like real life heroes in it, and then like some other aspects to it.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Yeah. It also has a couple of like pantheons in it too, right? Like, so we can't really use any of them from that. So let's talk which pantheon we would like to see as an anime, or, mythology being we would like to see as an anime. And I'll go first because I called first before we started the podcast. Y'all don't know that. So first, I'm only going to do one. I think this is a shoe-in as any. The God of War, Kratos. Now, I'm not talking about the video game God of War, Kratos, or anything like that. I'm talking like Kratos, the pantheon, the mythological being, okay? I feel like that'd be a dope story because the history behind Kratos is super long. I mean, if you have played the games, you pretty much know some of the history, but like it's a super long list, and I feel like Kratos will be such a dope anime because you can go two different ways with it. You can go the Castlevania route where you could do like 4 decently sized episodes, right? And it just has the blood, the violence of Castlevania, or you could go the Itsuki route, which could be like the God of War, right? I mean, it could be like this regular guy whose name just happens to be Kratos gets transported to another world. But the other world, because I'm starting to think that's my second favorite genre. But when he gets to that other world, it's not like a video game. It's literally just another world where he is fighting through all of the crap and the nonsense that he fought through. And I think that'd be dope. I think it'd be super dope. What you think?
So first of all, I don't actually know much about the Kratos like backstory as the actual like God of War Kratos, but
it's a long story with a lot of names that I don't want to read off because their names are fucking ridiculous. I mean, looking at one he is the son of Pallas and Styx, so I don't know who those are. He was first mentioned alongside his siblings in Hishodai. a bunch of names, a bunch of stuff that I don't know. I just know them from video games, but I think the story that they tell is pretty much the same story that's been told, obviously, throughout history.
And I was gonna say that's what I'm gonna say is that if it's anything like the path of the God of War game and everything like that, it would have to be low key epic. Like
so many set pieces, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of sexual scenes in God
I
of War,
forgot about that.
but I would love if there was none of that and just the nonstop bloodshed, like how you pounded Hercules face into the ground.
Yeah, I would love the sexual scenes too.
Who can pound Hercules though, face in the ground?
Only Kratos.
Who do you have to be? You have to be Kratos.
That'd be
no one
dope.
else could do it.
That'd be dope. Make this a story-based hentai for me.
A little bit off topic. I was actually looking at Hercules and like Marvel comics.
Yeah,
Dude's a monster.
he's sick. He's crazy.
Absolute monster.
He's insane.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think that'd be a dope one. See all the fighting. I mean, amongst the gods themselves. Like, it would almost be cool too if like you see Kratos, but you follow him from like a human being standpoint too, right? Like, let's say you're just a follower, like, oh, I praise Kratos, and you follow Kratos around like being his sword bearer, or his lackey or something, and you just see Kratos like mauling all these gods, and you're like, damn, I wish I could have the power to like hit a god and make them feel anything.
That's incredible. That's a dope idea. I like that one way better.
I mean, that could be the same thing as the Isekai, though, because he could pop into this world and not have any power and just follow Kratos.
And just follow Kratos through. Yeah, that'd be sick. I just want to see something. I don't know. We get our dark anime, and some dark anime is pretty dope, but like I haven't seen a good anime that's dark like Parasite or even Re:Zero. Re:Zero is pretty damn dark too. I haven't seen one like that in a very long time. Minus Castlevania, but I only watched one episode of that, and that kind of put me to sleep.
I have to agree. The darkest one I've seen has been Hellsing.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And that's pretty dark.
Yeah,
but it's not like, I don't actually feel like it's evil dark. I feel like it's just a lot of bloodshed dark. You know, like it's not like, oh, dark and makes me want to like turn on the lights while I'm sleeping at night. It's just dark. Right. You know, like I'm going to kill things dark.
I need some psychological in my life. Like some dark psychological, like that type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, listeners, post in the Facebook group. Yeah. A nice psychological anime. Let us know.
Yes. And we'll let you know if we saw it. And if you do that, you know, we'll read it on the next episode, because that's something I do want to talk about. I want to find some more psychological anime to watch. But so what else? What you got? What's yours?
Mine is probably very simple. I'm just gonna straight up go with the Egyptian pantheon, and I feel like this is very simple. I actually follow a group on Instagram that is making an anime following the Egyptian pantheon. Ooh. It's like created by Black creator and stuff like that, but it's actually, it looks really good. They just don't have an actual anime yet. They have a manga coming out. Okay. But they're also including other pantheons, so it's not just Egyptian. So it's like, it's going to have other deities from other religions in it too, which I think is super cool. But that's almost like bordering into like the Fate series, where you're mixing a bunch of different like backgrounds and stuff like that. But I wanted Egyptian pantheon for the similar reason of like the Kratos idea, right? Yeah. So like you have, like, I was looking at the Egyptian like deities. I'm just starting to think that the Egyptians just thought everybody was a god. Like, hey, that's my brother, and he's the god of like whispers. So like, and I'm not trying to make fun of their religion and deities.
Of course, yeah.
But you know, they literally have a god for everything, and I think it's cool. But it's like, I would love to see like a world of gods and their political structure, that kind of stuff. Even if it wasn't all like fighting based or action based, just seeing the political structure of gods and how how we would contemplate how they would handle out their differences and disputes.
Damn. Okay. So I know we're talking about like the pantheon portion of it, but let's talk. What if it ain't have nothing to do with the pantheon thing, but everything to do with like what you just said, the political aspect, that intrigue, and it was a Game of Thrones like Egyptian anime?
First of all, I take it. Who wants to be the pharaoh sitting on the Iron Pyramid?
Exactly. Let's go. Oh my god, dude, that'd be dope, man. I mean, if you don't know, we watch anime, of course, but we are big into Game of Thrones too. Like, minus the way it ended. Whatever. Put that out of the picture and just look at Game of Thrones as a whole. That shit as an anime form in the Egyptian culture would just be incredible.
I mean, also, did you see the fake anime intro they made for it?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
It was
pretty sick. What you know what it reminds me of though? You remember that anime Arslan?
Yeah,
that was more.
Did you like Arslan?
I loved Arslan, dude.
Okay, see,
I loved Arslan.
I think that's what we were talking about though. Is that anime had a very similar feel to Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
ended better than Game of Thrones, but also Arslan had less episodes.
Right.
Also, probably a much smaller budget. Let's be real here.
100%. But it was Universal, so that budget was it was up there for an anime.
It was clean. You know, it did look good too. So
it looked very, very good. Fighting in that was great too, man. Oh, now I need this. Now I need more of that. Now. All right, Facebook group, get to work. Let us know if there's any anime that's like Arslan or like close to Game of Thrones with political intrigue and backstabbing. Man, I can't even think of one other than Arslan, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't watch too many anime with like political background, but yeah, I would like one if it was as good as Arslan for sure.
100%. That's a fact.
The only one I can think of is like the Virgin Witch anime I watched a long time ago.
Wait, the Virgin, isn't that super ecchi?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of ecchi, but it's not super ecchi.
Yeah, it's kind of ecchi. I watched one episode of it. And I think I was near somebody, and I saw a scene. I'm like, whoop! I'm gonna go ahead and put this down to the side real quick and pick that up later. Never picked it up later, obviously.
She's like the 200-year-old virgin, witch or something like that. But she was like the shape of a like 14-year-old girl or something. Yeah, like that.
It was very weird.
But the story was actually good. So if you didn't finish it, you should go finish it, Polo.
Dope. I will do.
Y'all too.
Will do. Damn, that's a go. Any other pantheons you got, or?
I mean, so I thought about Buddhist as well.
Ooh.
So Buddhism in itself, like they don't really like worship specific like deities or anything like that, but they do have deities in the religion or in the pantheon essentially. But how you would look at it is like, for instance, it depends on what kind of sect or subsect of this like you're following. And essentially there are different energies and properties you can follow. So you would, in that idea, you'd be following more like, who is Buddha? Do you follow like, I mean, just imagine Buddha's represented in so many different Japanese anime in general.
Right.
Or Asian anime in general. And it's just like, you would see, what was it? Netero versus, what's his name? The Ant King, the Chimerian King.
Oh yeah,
like that was like that whole Buddha.
Yep.
Like concept. They took that from like the Buddha religion.
Yeah.
Pantheon. Yeah. And that just made the idea like ridiculous. It's like Absolutely. That was dope. It was super cool. So I mean, I think it's already represented, but I don't think there's anything specifically on it, at least as far as I've seen yet.
So what can that be? Let's see.
I mean, like I said, I think that would be just dope in general because it's already, like I said, I started watching Dororo, and in Dororo, they specifically follow those, like the demons and whatnot are against Buddha. So it's like they're representing Buddha as a god or a deity, but Buddha technically isn't a god or a deity. He's just a person. But some people are going to revere him as above because of his power. And essentially in like Dororo, they're watching, or the demons are like against Buddha and what his power represents. So, I mean, I think if you were going to do a Buddha pantheon kind of idea, you would do the actual representation of the power that the people and deities in Buddhism represent.
Gotcha.
Which I think could be really cool too, because think of it like how we have Demon Slayer and they have the different breathing techniques. You could do like Buddha style or Kali style,
Hinduism and shit like that.
Yeah. You can follow those different, beliefs and ideologies.
Right. That'd be sick. That's a good idea. That's fantastic. I like that. Wow. Very interesting concept. I was just thinking, I'm like, what if it was just a fighting style and like you just take pieces apart of that and it become like a tournament type deal? Just a pure full tournament anime where people use those, you put those against each other.
Right. Give me a tournament.
Yeah.
Any anime.
Exactly.
As long as it's good fight and I'm low key happy with it.
Right. I mean, you got to get that unlimited Blade Works animation too with something like that.
You're right.
Oof. So,
I sit on the Blade Works.
Of course, best animators ever.
Ufotable.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that who it is? Ufotable?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. More like incredible.
Yeah, they don't spare anything when it comes to that budget.
Right. Dope topic. Well, Chris Goodywin, thank you so much for that fantastic topic. Hey, let us know via email or Patreon or Facebook group what you would like to see as an anime. And if we didn't cover it, share yours and we'll share it in the next episode. Speaking of sharing it in the next episode, I have a few things from episode 14 that I would like to share with you guys. It's from our Facebook group. Let me see. I'm gonna go to it. The first one is from one of our producers, Connor. He sent us one of his anime that he would like to see as a game and the type of game he would like to see. And nice. I thought it was really, really dope. So here, let me go ahead and find that post. I apologize. I should have had this pulled up already. Boom. So his anime that he would like to see as a game is Hunter x Hunter. Now, when you think Hunter x Hunter, the type of game that you would want to see you would think maybe fighting game, right? Like a Jump Force type fighting game or something like that. Speaking of that, obviously he's what's his name is in Jump Force, but no, this is what he said. Connor said that for Hunter x Hunter, he would like to see an MMORPG. You literally start at the design of your character, and as you progress, you start learning basic skills. You start learning basic skills and stats, then learning things like nin and your traits. It'd be dope. +4, more or less randomized, less randomized on how you learn your nin trait would determine on how you play. So basically, an MMORPG. Now, I'm thinking with combat like Black Desert, right? That action-based combat and the stat system, kind of like you learn a nin trait as you progress throughout your MMO progression. But here's a spin. Here's a spin. Shit. I had it. Now it's gone. Fuck. It was a good spin though. And MMO.
I would say, like, if you do something like, let's say you put a spin on it. You know how, like, when they make their nin agreement in Hunter x Hunter, they have to they have to make an agreement for something before they can actually conquer their nin.
Right. Yeah.
So I would say, like, kind of like how Kurapika had to say, I want this super amazing ability, but I have to only use it on the spiders. You'd have to make some kind of agreement to gain a nin ability. And the more ridiculous your agreement, like if you say, I won't attack a specific type of creature, your nin ability can be ridiculously strong, but it only works on certain creatures. And you have to kind of rely on elements for everything else.
Right. So, like, for example,
that would be dope.
Yeah. So, for example, I want the ability to fly around the open world map, but to pay for that, I can't PK. I can't player kill at all.
Yep. There you go.
Boom. And that'd be dope. That'd be dope. So, and the spin I had too, it came back and then I lost it again. The spin I had, it was, it's the MMORPG. You remember the tower that Gon had to go into when he was competing in that tournament? Yeah. That is, instead of that tournament, it's more like dungeon based and like turned into like these big crazy boss battles. And then as whoever like wins the crazy boss battle, you become that boss. Like your player character becomes that boss. And if you get top down, then you lose like some progression or something like that. I think that'd be sick. That's basically the end game of this MMORPG is to get to that tower, have your character beat a previous character with like all his skills and stuff. Once you beat that character, you take his place. Obviously, you still have your own character, or you have to create a new character and kind of start all over. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be dope too. Oh, yeah, dude.
So like, I would say like you can only technically lose your character in the arena in that tower, right?
Right.
But like as you progress higher and higher, you get more rewards for making it higher. But let's say, for instance, something ridiculous, like you make it all the way to the top of the tower for that game.
Right.
You would get something ridiculous, like one wish for like any, like, let's say, you know how you have specific classes?
Yeah.
You could wish for like an ultimate from a separate class. So you could have like 2 ultimates instead of 1.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that. That would be dope.
That'd be dope. Connor, what a genius idea, dude. What a genius idea. Oh, that had me going. That got me excited. That got me wanting to see a Hunter x Hunter MMORPG.
For sure.
Jesus. Let me read you off another one from somebody who participated in the topic from last week. It's going to be from our boy Terry. Now, he just gave me a list of the type of games he would like to see, and I guess we can harken back on what he says here. Okay, so for one, he has Cowboy Bebop as an FPS. Obvious reason. That'd be sick. Just being a space cowboy. Oh, that'd be sick. Number 2, he has Black Clover as an MMORPG. I can kind of see that. Black Clover is just so meh to me. You know what I mean? I don't really care that much about it. Samurai Champloo, an RPG. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I would see that playing out in 2 different ways.
What's up?
Kind of like either A, how Afro Samurai played out, if you remember that game, or B, more like not Kingdom Hearts, but more like Final Fantasy, but an open world one.
Yeah, so run around. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the developer Platinum. They do Nier Automata, a game like that. Dude, a Nier Automata version of Samurai Champloo. That'd be sick.
Crazy.
That'd be sick, dude. That'd be awesome. A horror game, which I would never play, from Elfen Lied. No, thank you. Unless my chat buys it for me and I have to play it.
Hey, chat. Like I'll buy it for Polo.
No, then I have to play it. I can't do horror games. I promise you, I'm going to clip the YouTube. I'm gonna put it on YouTube of me playing was it Blair Witch? It wasn't cool. His second to last one is Tokyo Ghoul, an open world survival RPG.
Now, that kind of trips me out a little bit because either A, you're not the ghoul and you're a person trying to survive.
No. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
Or B, you are the ghoul and you have to try and feed on people without getting caught by the ghoul hunters.
Exactly.
But first of all, that would be cool either way. Kind of like how, like we said before, like the Jason Voorhees game or any of these other like hunter games. That's still a cool concept. Like, because imagine we take this to a new perspective where you have like 4 humans who are trying to outrun the ghoul, and the ghoul is chasing down those 4 humans who are completely powerless. But then you have like 2 humans who are on the same team who can kill the ghoul. So it's like technically 3 teams out here. The ghoul by himself, 4 humans who can't kill the ghoul, and 2 humans who can kill the ghoul.
Oof. Yeah. Terry.
That actually kind of sounds crazy.
That'd be dope. Okay, so imagine the only reason why I wouldn't say that would work is because the humans in Tokyo Ghoul are absolutely powerless. Like, name a human that's not.
What's his name? Stitch's fingers.
But he has the power though.
Oh, are you talking about the weapon? Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean he's technically human, but you're right though. So basic humans by themselves, they can't do nothing.
They can't do nothing.
You're right. So but that's what I was saying. That
your B is the absolute perfect survival horror game because as a ghoul, to evolve or to get stronger or to stay alive, you gotta eat humans. But you can't really just go out eating humans without the ghoul slayers coming out after you, and then it turns into it turns into basically what's that game that's coming out? Code Vein.
Yeah. So you gotta chase the humans to level up and evolve.
Yep.
So you gotta catch those 4 people so you level up and evolve. But if you can't catch them and the other 2 actually end up catching up to you before you get a chance to level up and evolve, kind of like the Evolve game.
I see.
You could they can beat you easier.
Yeah, that combo is perfect.
If you happen to get the 4 other humans, though, you could be like a super strong ghoul that they have no chance at beating.
Right. Oof. That'd be sick. And his last and final one was Akame ga Kill, an action RPG. That one's simple, right? That one's a platinum game through and through. Just a bunch of sword fighting. You hack and slashing your way through some structured like story beats with some set pieces and some quick time events.
You ever played 99 Nights?
No.
That's a game me and CJ used to play.
I think
I can't remember.
It was on the 360, right?
Yeah, it was by Q Entertainment, Fantagram was the developers.
I remember.
But I remember playing that game nonstop. It was literally pure hack and slash.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Imagine it. Yeah. You know what game I used to enjoy a lot? The Dynasty Warriors series.
That's why we picked up that game.
Yeah, that was the most like just zen, as strange as it sounds, zen game. You press 2 buttons. Yep, exactly. You just chill and kill a bunch of just nothing.
Until you come across Nobunaga.
It's always Nobunaga or Lu Bu, dude. Lu Bu was a pain, bro.
100%.
I hated fighting Lu Bu. Oh, that makes me want to play Total War now. 3 Kingdoms. That game's fantastic. But other than that, thank you so much, Terry, for giving your recommendations for the last week's topic. That's phenomenal. But this week's topic is those Pantheon. So if you have a Pantheon that you want to see as an anime, let us know and we'll share it on the next week's show. But now it's time for topic number 2, which is brought to you by another one of our producers, which is King Teliano's waifu, real life waifu.
My baby.
Who supports us through and through. She's incredible.
I love that girl.
Couldn't do it without her. So, if you want to go ahead and bring this topic.
So, my wife, my personal home waifu, her topic is reasons why we watch anime. So, I think that is one of the coolest topics that we've had, because we did talk about what got us into anime.
Yep.
What is the reason why we still watch anime? Mm-hmm. And Polo, what you got? What kind of reason? What's one of your reasons you still watch anime to this day?
One of the reasons why I still watch anime is because you're never going to find, no matter what, you're never going to find storytelling the way you can find it in anime. And you can find all types of storytelling. I call it the adult stories, the adult stories that you can't do in real life. You just create an anime about it, right? Like
exactly.
Like we can't do the things they do in anime. So like you can't create a movie like Tokyo Ghoul. Well, they tried.
It actually got decent ratings too.
And it's not a bad movie, but it's not the story you want to be told. Like Tokyo Ghoul season 1 was almost perfect. You know what I'm saying? And that the only way you can tell that story is through anime. So I feel like anime is just an avenue of storytelling that we can't get anywhere else. And I done seen some of the best stories come out of anime.
And to build off of that, like you're right. What's the worst anime movie you remember? Was it the Dragon Ball movie? Was it the Death Note movie? So like anime that people love 100% through and through. Some of the people's favorite and best anime of all time have the worst like live movie adaptations.
Absolutely.
So like you can't tell these same stories through anime. So I entirely agree.
It's like trying to make a video game a movie. That never works out either.
Exactly. I would say one of my reasons would be that like I look at regular movies as an artistic expression, right? Like if you're going to say writing a book or writing a play is art, then acting that out on screen is art.
Absolutely.
But to act it out vocally and have it drawn out or animated, like that's literally fully art. There's nothing behind it that's not an artistic expression.
Right.
So I would say one of the reasons I still watch anime to this day is for the actual artistic expression. You have the sound design to it, the artistic design, the animation, the motions, how fluid it is in general. You have the actual behind the sound design, you have the voice acting and, you know, just overall everything. Like how many movies, like even live action movies, when they make sounds, you see the people in the background. Like if you look at the background setup of the movie, that there are people who have to drop little screws to make specific sounds to get what they want out of what's going on, or have to rub sponges together to get the scraping sound, or something ridiculous like that. And just imagine what they have to do in the anime. Like they have no footsteps there.
Yep.
You know, so if they want to make it sound like somebody stepping, or even our favorite sound design anime of the year so far, Fire Force has some of the best sound design. Jesus. What do you think they got to do to make it sound like Shimmer's actually like lighting on fire? Yeah. What do they have to do? We don't know, but we know that it was designed properly. So all that is a great artistic expression. Yeah. And I would say that's part of why I still watch anime to this day.
Right. Well said. Because, I mean, you think about it. What way you can get a story like, I must just name a few anime. What way can you get a story like ReZero, or you can get a story like Steins Gate? Like, you can't get these stories anywhere else, like in movie form. Now, think about this too. The when you watch, I don't know, you have a son, obviously. So, does your son watch anything that's like American made, like the 3D animation stuff, like made like Jimmy Neutron, like Life is Pets or something, right?
Yeah, we watch Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets. Now, think about that movie, okay, compared to any anime. How different it is. Like, it's animation, but like the storytelling, the voice acting, everything is so different. And that's why I have so much respect for dub version of anime, because what they have to do with what they have, you know what I'm saying, is extremely hard.
I was gonna say that's actually a great example, because if you look at like the Secret Life of Pets movie itself, right? And you compare that to an anime can do the same exact thing that Secret Life of Pets is doing. And realistically, Secret Life of Pets, they could do what anime does, but it's not going to be anime.
Exactly. You know? It's not going to be the voice acting, the emotion. Like, because watching Secret Life of Pets, I'm like, this is kind of like whatever. Like, it's Kevin Hart as a voice actor don't work. Like, it's just a completely different type of acting. Like, you just can't. That's why,
like, they could have done this as a live movie, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes and again, I'm a diehard dub guy. So, I mean, and I have nothing against subs either, but that's why I have so much respect for the dubbed voice actors, because what they do, and Borderlands 3 is a perfect example of this. What Borderlands 3 did was they took all of like main characters from anime dubs and put them in their game to save some money, because they don't have to pay people like Troy Baker and stuff like that all this voice acting money. But like their talent translates so well from anime to video games. But like actors, like real actors like Kevin Hart or somebody like that, does not translate into animation well. But I will say a caveat to that, or one exception to that, is Toy Story. Those actors freaking killed it in Toy Story, dude. They killed it.
I mean, we're talking about an all-time great animated movie.
That's it.
That's
and James Earl Jones, of course. James Earl Jones can Mufasa. He can.
I was gonna say, bro, I don't know. Also, I can see Morgan Freeman in the anime and killing it.
No,
you don't think so?
Hell no. He's so one note.
Morgan Freeman.
He's just so one note. You gotta have some layers as a voice actor in anime.
I mean, yeah, you're right. We can find a Morgan Freeman for anime.
Yeah. Man, but that's why I just love it, man. It gives you stories that you can't get. Like, just imagine. I don't know. Just imagine, like, I don't know. If it can get somebody like my older brother to start watching anime, my older brother is almost like the complete opposite of me, then you know it's special.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know about all that. I don't know if he the complete opposite.
He is.
Y'all look like twins.
We look exactly alike, but we couldn't be more different. I'm a gamer. He's a music buff and not that much of a gamer. I like anime. Well, he's starting to get into anime, so I guess that's kind of the same. But he's more.
Next year, everyone drop around for Polo's new album.
No,
he's gonna.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyway, with that, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Mic Check Waifu after this wonderful song. Welcome back to Mic Check Waifu. Time for anime talk. One of my favorite segments whatever. Favorite segments of the show, where we just bring you some anime and discuss a little bit about it, and hopefully get some of you guys' interest in some of the stuff we taking a look at. Today, Taylor's gonna start off with some anime talk for us. So yeah, let's go.
All right. So right now, my first anime talk is gonna be a little bit of a downer.
Ooh, a downer.
Yeah, I'm a little salty about it. I haven't watched much of it. I just started, but I started watching it because I saw that it was like, it's got a pretty decent ranking.
Angel Beats.
It's in the top 100, but the rating is super low.
Wait,
so I don't know how it's in the top 100. It's in the top 100 for 2019.
What?
Yeah, top 52 most popular for 2019, and the rating is kind of like trash. It's rated a 46% average score on Anime List or AniList, and I mean, I can kind of almost agree with that from the first episode I saw.
Wow, damn!
It is called Afterlost.
Afterlost.
Yeah, it came on April 7, 2019 is when it started, and When I tell you, bro, like I was lost this whole first episode. Like, and I was legit paying attention. Like, I had to rewind this episode like 4 times in like 4 different parts.
Never
because
a
it's
good
like I understand what's going on. Like, I'm watching and paying attention to what's going on. I'm not gonna say I understand what's going on, but I'm watching and paying attention to what's going on. But it's like none of this adds up in the first episode. So in my mind, I'm like, okay.
Wait. So After Lost, is that where the girl who loses her memory or something like that?
No.
Okay.
So basically what happens is that all right, the synopsis is one day a town is annihilated. There's only one survivor of this town that was annihilated. Basically what it is this town was consumed by nothingness.
I did see that.
Okay.
I watched the first episode as well. Terrible. But I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Okay, then you can understand. You can attest
Absolutely.
to it. The first, like, so they show you in the beginning, and I'm like thinking from the beginning, this might actually be pretty good.
What a concept,
like,
right?
The way it started off was like, yo, okay, like we see literally everything around this girl evaporating, being destroyed, turning to nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
And we see this man reaching out to her and chasing her and sticking his arm out. I'm like, oh shit, This looks kind of intense, right? Basically, after that first scene, everything is like mediocre at best.
Oh yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, the fact that there is a head officer in this show that is a child kind of blew me.
Yep.
And that wasn't even like the worst part about it. Was that like they always make the children seem like they're either overly excited or like super like emotionally like destroyed. Like they're just like, I have no emotions.
Yeah.
Why did you not follow my orders when I told you to do what I told you to do, and you didn't do what I told you to do?
Yeah, super dry, right? Like it's.
And I'm just like,
it's
right, Paul. You understand what I'm saying,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
It's just wow, and I'm just like, I couldn't understand why do you even make this show like this?
Yeah, no. Again, listeners, from what he described at the beginning, it seems like it would have been such a good show because I read the synopsis going into it the same way. I'm like, oh, this is about to be dope. What some psychological that we were into?
They play this.
Yeah. The question is, are you going to stick with it?
So I want to watch it all the way through because I want to give it a fair shot, right? I'm just gonna probably binge it real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and give it its due like diligence and just like, this is what I gotta do. I'm gonna try it, but I'm gonna be real with you. Based off the first episode, the pacing wasn't actually bad at all, in my personal opinion. It's just that none of it seems necessary.
Right.
You know,
right. Oh,
like, we got a whole episode of stuff happening, but it just doesn't feel needed. Like you could have like cut all this shit out. And like you don't even know the main character's name. Like you know who Yuki is, but the second dude, they barely said his name at all until like the very last second. You're like, oh, so he is an actual human being, like who matters. Thanks.
Oh man, I couldn't agree with you more. That was like, wow, we were like on perfect wavelengths. As soon as I figured out which anime you were talking about, when you said that the town was just disappeared in nothingness, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what this is. It's rough. It's rough around the edges, but I mean, if you stick with it, you got to tell me if it gets better. I mean, I may even pick it up just so we can give our 2 cents on it and maybe make another anime talk, but
I'm watching it on Hulu. I've considered watching this on dub because I don't even want to really pay that much attention to it.
Don't give it your full,
Just like watch it on dub and see if it catches my attention and
throw it up in the background.
And then we'll give it a chance.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. Wow, yeah, that was a downer, but let me bring you back up, okay? As you guys know, I don't. Did I mention this on last week's episode? No, because I didn't discover this until right before Mic Check Encore.
Ooh.
Yeah, so in Mic Check Encore, which is our Patreon exclusive podcast that don't just talk about anime. We do talk about some anime. We talk about your topics. We talk about video games. We talk about life. It's just a podcast of me and Mr. King Teliano just talking, which is a lot of fun. So if you want to get a little piece of that action, the only way you can is going to patreon.com/MicCheckWaifu and becoming a supporter of us there. Just $3 and you get access to Patreon exclusive episodes. You get access to this video version early, a week early before it come out for everybody else. So take a look at that. We would appreciate any support you decide to give us. But so thank you for that. But what I talked about in Mic Check Encore was my first time picking up a manga seriously. Now, the week before that, Tell recommended that I read something. What was it called? Red. It was a manga / comic of Spider-Man, which is Fake Red, which is my favorite superhero, Spider-Man. I read it and I'm like, whoa! I was feeling it. I was feeling the action. I was understanding where the story was going, and it piqued my interest. Okay, when it piqued my interest, I looked up a slice of life manga. The slice of life manga I looked up is called Kayuga-sama Love is War. Okay. Now I did something first. I'm like, okay, this seemed like this is a popular manga. This seemed like this would have an anime adaptation. I looked on Ver and it did. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something different, way different for Polo. I'm going to read the manga of this show, of this Love is War first, and then I'm going to go watch the show.
Y'all, this blew my mind. Here, read the manga.
Yeah. Now it's 190 chapters. I'm on like 30. I went crazy with reading this manga. This manga is freaking phenomenal. Now, what this is about, okay, this is a slice of life. You know, that's my jam, okay? Mm-hmm. This is about Kyuga, I'm sorry with these names. I'm so bad at it. Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane. They are, Miyuki is the guy. He's the class president. And Kayuga, I'm so sorry for I'm butchering these names. She's the vice president, okay? They go to this academy that is like super high maintenance academy, and they're like above all. Everybody look at them and be like, oh, everybody wants to be the president if you're a guy, and everybody wants to be the vice president if you're a girl. Like, these are the people that you want to be. Now, when they're walking in the halls with each other, everybody feel like they're in a relationship because they seem to be perfect for each other, because she's the high maintenance, my family is rich, and he's the super high scholar. I'm topping the entire country with grades. Okay. He's like number 2 in the entire country of Japan with grades and everything academic. So they feel like everybody in the school feel like, hey, if they're not going out, they probably should. So they spread these rumors about each other, about them going out, and they're just looking at each other like, hey, president, they're spreading these rumors. He's like, it's best to not pay him no attention. Whatever. Now, the catch with this slice of life manga is that the president likes the vice president. The vice president likes the president. Okay. Why don't they date? Right. Here's the thing. Here's the catch. The vice president feels like if you show any affection or anything towards the opposite sex, then your life is over. You lose. You're weak. You're nothing. You're nobody. Okay. He feels like if I confess to her, then I'm weak. I'm nothing. I'm at her beck and call. So now it becomes a game. Love is war. They're trying to get one another to confess their feelings for one another without being sure that they're into each other, right? So he's not sure if the vice president is into him. She's not sure if the president is into her. But they're going at it, trying to get one another to confess to each other. And it's like all kinds of crazy ass schemes. Like she's planting these movie tickets in her treasurer's mailbox. No, not her treasurer. One of the other student council members. She plants these movie tickets in her mailbox and say, hey, you won. But what she did was she made sure that these movie tickets coincided with the president being free and her being free, so they can coincidentally go to these movies together with each other, because she knows that her other student council member can't use those movie tickets because of the date, because she was already busy. So like it's entirely crazy fucking scheme that is so enjoyable. It had me laughing out loud at so many different chapters where I'm like, well, damn. And the best part about it is that at the end of every chapter, it shows who won for that day specifically. So like, let's say the movie ticket thing happened, and Kaguya, who is the rich vice president girl, didn't know how to buy a movie ticket. She's like, oh, there's assigned seating. So she's like, well, damn. Now we showed up at the movies at 2 separate times. So they're like, okay, well, let's just go watch the movie together. So nobody ask anybody out to the movies. They just happen to show up at the same exact time. When they go, she figures out that you have to pick your assigned seating. So she chooses the wrong seat, which is a row behind the president. So now she can't sit next to the president during his movie. So she technically lost for that day. And they're like tallying up this score of who's winning every day on who's going to get who to confess. It is so freaking interesting.
So I have a question.
What's up?
Why does Miyuki look so tired?
That's just his face. He's like
character design.
It's not that he looks tired. He's super serious all the time. He's like the cool guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the smooth guy. You know.
All right, guys. Miyuki is code for polo.
Yeah. No, I'm not that smart. He's smart, but he's super bad at sports too. I'm kind of good at sports.
Yeah, that's true.
But so yeah, the story is phenomenal. You got Fujiwara, which is the other main character. She's like a part of the student council, and she's just this ditz that like who doesn't understand anything that's going on. She's just a part of it.
Yeah, because you got to have one, right?
Right, of course, they always do. She's definitely waifu for me. But the manga is phenomenal. If you haven't, look up Love is War on Manga Rock and give it a read or watch the anime. Because as soon as I'm done reading, I'm going to watch the anime and see where it goes. I'm super interested. I love it. I love it. I'm in the manga now.
Well, I can't even remember what got me into manga years ago.
Yeah.
But, manga just, I don't know. It's another feel, you know? Yeah. Like I think it leaves more up to interpretation.
Yes.
So if you have a good imagination, it works out amazing.
Yeah, like, okay, so I'm thinking of it from an anime standpoint, like, right? Like every time he has one of the monologues in his head, he's like, okay, so if I decide to, they play an old maid. If I decide to lose an old maid, then she's going to think of me as a loser and can't even beat a girl. You know how Japanese culture is. I can't even beat a girl in old maid. And then like it flashes back to her saying how cute. And it's like super insulting and condescending. And like you can see that in the manga, and I can see it in anime form of her saying, "Oh, how cute," you know, like just it's dope.
She's talking enough shit, not all of it, but just
exactly.
Enough.
But that's what he thinks is going to happen in his mind. And in her monologue, it's something completely different, and you can see both sides of the monologue at the same time. It works out well. It's a great manga, man. I'm so looking forward to this anime. I'm trying to stop myself from just going and watching it because I want to read more chapters. But what do you think I should do? You think I should read the chapters first or just go into the anime maybe halfway through?
Here's the thing, is that like how many chapters are in the anime? Like or how many episodes of anime? Is the anime covering the entire?
I don't know.
Because
it's only 12 episodes.
If the anime stops at all and you've already started reading, you're going to be like, I can't wait for next season. I have to go read it. So I would say if the anime isn't complete, you might as well just go ahead and just read it, brother.
Okay. Now. So I should read it first and then maybe watch the anime? Like that's the best way to do it? Or should I watch the anime and then read? Oh, because I see.
Well, it depends on how you feel, right? Because if the animation, if it's one of those anime where the animation is so good to where it kind of would make you not want to watch it, like have you watched the first episode at all?
Nope.
Watch the first episode. Okay. After you've read 30 chapters, so the first episode is going to be way behind. But watch the first episode. And if you feel like the first episode leaves out a lot of information, that kind of thing, I'd be like,
just read the rest of it.
I might just go ahead and read the rest of this. Yeah.
And then watch it. Because I still want to do a comparison. Thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be dope.
Anime versus manga. All right.
Yeah. And that's a good one because it's a short season. But I mean, it's a lot of, the chapters are pretty beefy too. It's not like not a short thing. So being at 30 chapters is, I'm talking maybe 4 or 5 hours of reading. So it's a juicy book or books because I'm only on the second book technically and 30 chapters in. If I'm reading that right, I might not be reading that right.
Because so you are reading that right because there are chapters. Each like 20 pages is a chapter. Mm-hmm. Independent, like 14 to 20 pages is a chapter, and then you have the actual book. Normally, a book is like 10 chapters.
Yep. So that
depending on how they're doing it.
These books are like 15 chapters each.
Yeah.
Or so. Because I just got to the second. Yeah. I think I'm about done with the second book. I don't know, but it's dope. It's dope. I recommend it. Love is War. Watch the anime. Don't spoil it for me because I'm still reading the manga. I'm going to watch that first episode, though.
I'm not to spoil it for you.
I'm going to watch that first episode. That's a good idea. I'm so looking forward to it now. Fuck. Okay. What else you got for us? Miles is a little long, so I think that's all I'm going to bring.
I have Bungo Stray Dogs season 2.
Yes. So I need to watch that first season.
I haven't watched the entire season 2 yet. I just started episode 1 of season 2. So basically both of my stuff that I'm reading today is like episode 1s. But based off this episode 1, straight fire.
Time out, because I think it was episode 8 or so is when you talked about this last. And you were just starting the first season.
No, I think I finished the first season last time I talked about it. No, I was probably, I had just finished the first season. Last time we talked about episode 8. But yeah, dude. So far, this episode 1 of season 2 is so good. It gives you backstory on this character that's literally shrouded in mystery the entire first season. Like, we have no idea who he really was in the past until they tell us, oh, he was an ex-mafia member. And we're like, oh, like, my dude was a mafia member, but like, that's all we know about him, basically. And then essentially, they kind of tell us who his friends were in the mafia, giving backstory on them. And we're like, oh shit, no, he was a big time goon. He wasn't like playing around.
Right.
Like our dude was really out here doing work.
The mafia dude that you know nothing about in the first season. I didn't even watch the first season, so this is all.
It's really good, and there's a lot of hype behind it after the first season because of how things kind of played out. Mm-hmm. So I would actually say, based off the hype alone, it's pretty good, but it's actually rated at an 80% even, which from what I've seen, I think is fair. It might actually deserve a little bit better depending on how everything goes in this next season. Because the first season, I'll say 75% is good. The second season, based off how this intro starts, I think it's going to be mad hype or even too hype to be real.
Wow. Interesting. Damn. I'm down. I'm down to watch it. Now you got me intrigued because it's dubbed too. Like I can watch I think the first 2 seasons dubbed too.
I think all the first 3 seasons, all the way up to the third season dubbed.
Let's go. Yeah, that's a binge. That's a binge all the way. Yeah. Because that one completely slipped.
Yeah. Do you remember what it's about? Basically, it's about this organization that catches mafia and like gangsters and stuff, right? And they have what's called gifts or powers. The main character, there's basically a couple of main characters, but the main characters, one of them, I don't want to spoil it for you, but one of them has a transforming ability, and the other one has an ability that turns everyone's human or ability back to like they can't use their secret powers anymore. So, like if the guy has the ability to if the guy's ability to transform, he just turns it off. Like it doesn't work.
Shit.
So it's like you can't really like use your powers on him, and he's also super super fucking strong.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, thanks, you can't do shit to me.
OP as hell.
Right. But I mean, it's dope. I'm gonna keep watching. I was super hyped. I was actually a little salty. I wish I had finished the entire second season so I could talk about more here. But it was really good.
I'm gonna watch it with you. I'm gonna binge it through, and then maybe we can talk about it in the next couple of weeks or so. Because it's easy to binge stuff. Just take an off day and you're good.
Yeah, it's what's really hard is when you gotta wait a whole week.
I know. Oof. Weeks to weeks is hard. Speaking of weeks to weeks, I think it's time we get to our recap review.
Oh, Polo, come on, man! You don't sound excited.
No. I am.
Okay,
this is where we talk about Demon Slayer. So the full spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched the latest episode of Demon Slayer or you're waiting for it to come to Toonami, turn the podcast off. Thank you so much for listening. Follow me on Twitter at Polo. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram at King Teliano. All social medias. This is the Demon Slayer episode 25. The show before the show ends episode. Now, I don't know. Did you want to do a full recap, or did you want to just discuss the episode in general?
So I don't think this episode really needs a full recap.
I agree.
Because it wasn't not too much happened.
Right. We will be repeating what we repeated last week.
It was training.
Yep.
And in the middle of training, we did get a couple of really cool things, right?
They're good at flashback. They're really good at it.
This one doesn't hit us it hits us with flashbacks. It doesn't hit us with like stuff that messes us up or like makes us feel like the flashbacks are completely unnecessary.
Well, I would disagree there.
Oh, you didn't like the flashbacks?
No, it's not that I didn't like the flashback, right? It's a time and a place, right? Time and a place for flashbacks. You got to do them right, okay? Either you give it a full episode or you don't. For this particular case, episode 25 of a 26 episode season.
Okay.
It was not necessary. We didn't need it. It didn't give us anything. It gave us the story of Shinobu's Shinobu's trainee, which is great. It was cool, but it meant nothing for the story. It didn't advance the story in no way at all. When you only have one episode left, you spend about 10 minutes or so flashback. 10 minutes of it with this flashback, and it wasn't a bad flashback. It wasn't the time frame of the flashback. It was just a time and place type thing that kind of fell off to me. Like it didn't work for this episode.
This episode itself kind of fell in line with what I thought was going to happen in Demon Slayer.
Close, yeah.
But
you were really
not
close.
Exactly. Like I thought that, they're going to continue training, and then like the last like the second half of this episode, or the second, like the final third, like
probably where the
last
flashback
6 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I thought they were going to give us an antagonist, which they technically kind of gave us an antagonist.
Yeah, it's very, very end, which looks like a normal ass demon.
Yeah, it's a demon floating down the river, basically, right? Yeah. But it's like that doesn't give us any insight on.
He was on a train.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right, on the train. So we don't even really know what's happening with this demon. Yeah. You know, like they didn't give us any like frightful presence or anything. Right. Like it's just a regular ass demon as far as we're concerned. Yeah. Probably might be one of the upper moons or lower moons. We don't know yet.
He didn't look like he looked like a normal ass demon that he fought like in episode 10 or 11. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those demons that he's probably going to knock his fucking block off, and it's going to be super entertaining because like that's all they're probably going to give us. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Especially with this training.
We did see our boys Zenitsu and Inosuke. What did Inosuke call him? Manijo?
Yeah. No, Manasu.
Manasu.
Yeah, Manasu.
Let's go. And I'm just like, my dude Inosuke don't care what your name is, bro. He is literally just like,
oh God, he would never call you by your real name.
Did you remember seeing that little part that said he only gets your name right 1 out of 10 times?
Yep.
So he has to say your name 10 times before he gets it right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's a character quirk. That's an awesome character quirk right there. Like this is why we love Inosuke.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was good to see them like back at it and training hard again.
Right. And once they realized what Tanjiro was doing and what he accomplished, they're like, all right, you know what? We got to step our shit up.
I can't wait for Zenitsu to stop crying.
Yes, me too, bro. Me too.
So Polo can love him, because
I will. I promise you, I will love him to the day I die if he stops crying.
Because after episode 26, guess who's gonna start reading the manga?
No, don't do it, man. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. You're gonna ruin our recaps, bro.
I won't say nothing.
That's not fair. You gotta experience the emotion the same way I do. It's already going to be hard enough, the fact that you read the My Hero. So I'm coming into My Hero, and that's going to be our next recap review. Completely fucking bond, and you know everything that's going to happen.
My Hero is... But I already know everything that happens with, like, Asher Lost in Space.
I guess that's true, but it's not as fun. You know?
Well, I got you. I'm going to support you on that one. Now, look. This episode of Demon Slayer was not the best episode of Demon Slayer.
No, it wasn't, for sure.
Now, I mean, to be fair, I think it's more in line with like the beginning of Demon Slayer because Demon
Yes.
Slayer didn't get hot. Well, it's like episode 12 is when it really got like hot. Like
I
when they
don't know,
started
though.
when they fought that fan demon or the drum demon is where it kind of like was like, oh, okay, this is dope.
But like, you ain't feel like the storytelling was like that though? Like this storytelling is bottom of the barrel compared to the storytelling at the very beginning. Through episode 1 to 10. Like that, those training sessions, the what am I going to do about my sister being a demon? All of that, dude.
I understand the point of view. I don't think it was the worst because I've seen worse. I mean, we literally just talked about anime unlisted that we don't even care about after Lost.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, let's be real.
Disappointment.
It is not. I think the only reason we're giving Demon Slayer a hard time on this is because it's actually a really good anime and they should continue to progress on that.
Grow.
That road.
Yes. Yeah.
Now we also got to remember that I'm pretty sure that the Ufotable is doing this by the book because of how happy the actual director or writer of this anime or manga is. She's very happy with how the story is being told. So I'm pretty sure they're going exactly by the book.
Stay by the book.
Yeah. So it's probably the most true they can do without messing things up or trying to overly expedite things.
Right. Right. Which
so that's my point of view of it from reading like the manga.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah, it's worth it. It's good. So it's one more episode.
One more episode.
So I say this episode was about a 5 though.
Yeah, I'll roll with that. Like, I'm not gonna say a 5 because a 5 is a fail to me.
No,
like,
what? Really?
Well, the only reason I'm saying a 5 is a fail is because if you take a test, you get 50%. That's a fail.
But okay, we gonna talk. We gonna save that for a topic for another time.
I guess to be fair, really a 5 is like average.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I look at it.
I would give it like a 6 based off the fact that the anime itself is good and I enjoy backstory. I enjoy knowing why what's her face don't want to talk. I think there's a better place for it. Like give us next season and we find out why she don't want to talk. But I don't think they could have done it. I don't think they could have done it based off how the story is written.
The problem is okay. You want to know the convoluted problem with that? Mm-hmm. She did talk. She talked at the exams. She talked when she was chasing down Tanjiro in the forest and kicked him in the head. Like she talks. So that's not really. They didn't really build us the reason why she don't talk. She just haven't.
They're telling us more like why she is broken than how about we do that? Yeah, she doesn't make decisions on her own. She has to Coin to make decisions on her own.
Right, that's a good point.
Because she is, like I said, not necessarily that she's broken, but she doesn't want to. I mean, she was abused.
Yeah. I mean,
she basically has PTSD, and that's what she's living with.
It was a fantastic backstory, and you're absolutely right. Why though? Because she didn't participate in most. Like she was in their training sessions, but she didn't partake in anything of any importance to make that necessary.
So let's dive deeper. Then you don't think this is ominous? So last episode we talked about how Shinobu kind of made it seem like she's sick or dying or something. And then they give us this backstory as to like, we see Shinobu's sister, who we know died from a demon. Mm-hmm. And then we see Kano, who has on Shinobu's sister's headpiece.
A beret or whatever.
And we're like, in my mind, I'm like, they're setting this up.
I can see that.
They're framing this. And I think on episode 26, and I hate to say it, I think episode 26, they're going to give us
the fattest cliffhanger.
A blow. No, I don't know about all that. I think they're going to hit a blow, like a heavy blow.
Really? Like a Shinobu death type of blow?
Yeah, Shinobu or Kano. And I mean, Kano wouldn't be heavy as Shinobu, but I think Kano would be heavy to Shinobu, in which case it would instantly spark there needs to be growth immediately. Because Kano right now is stronger than Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu.
Now, I don't know. We saw at the end of Tanjiro's training, he had her.
But she didn't have to try. She was just running away from him. She wasn't fighting him.
No, I'm talking about when they were doing the teacup thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay,
like
she, right, but they not fighting. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think, obviously, to me in my mind, she's gonna be stronger.
Yeah. Oh hell, oof. Interesting.
So that's what I'm scared of. I think that they slowed it down so much this time because they're gonna hit us with a heavy blow.
I can see that.
And that's why I enjoyed the episode. I'm willing to give it higher than a 6, but I can understand why it would be a 6 because I feel like they fucking with us. Yeah. I feel like they like sprinkle this little on there, sprinkle that on there real quick.
Yeah.
They just salting us up a little bit. Then they gonna cook the steak.
It's always shows like this that don't get the fucking Black Clover treatment. Like great shows like this never get that. Oh, I'm gonna give you 100 episodes and I'm just not gonna stop. I'm not gonna take a break because that shit don't take a break. It hasn't stopped since it came out.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the actual company who's producing it though. Like,
budget-wise, it's like Aniplex, yeah.
You can't be out here. Ufotable, Aniplex, you can't have these high budget companies out here doing this and expecting
high quality animations and keeping it up for 100 episodes. That's true.
Yeah, they need a break.
That's true.
They deserve a break.
Right. Well, it was a good episode, but like I said on Twitter, I feel like it's just going downhill. Like not going downhill in the sense of bad. It's just going like I don't care anymore. Like I don't feel like I care because with that flashback, I'm like, okay, I understand why you did it. You wanted to show us that Kano now has Shinobu's sister's headband, basically. And the fact that Kano had a terrible past. Everybody has a terrible past. I get it. I care about her a little bit more. But it was no point to it. Like if she had a conversation with Tanjiro or something like that, or she fell in love with him or something. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking happened. She fell in love with him, or it's going to start to like him. That's why she flipped a coin towards the end of the episode. Maybe. Okay. But
that was one I caught on to, but I didn't necessarily think too much of it.
Yeah.
But I want to see if you really still think that after next episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to change for sure.
Because if they hit us with like what I said, I think they're going to hit us with, I think that you personally, you gonna flip on that one.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of sensed it coming too. But with that, I think we should wrap episode 15. 15 episodes in. We have no signs of stopping. Thank you all so much for listening to us, dude. This has been so much fun. Talking about Love is War got me hype, and I want to read it tonight, but I know I got to go to bed for work. But
Polo and manga, though.
I know, dude. I know. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please, if you could do us a big favor, go to iTunes and rate the podcast no matter what. If you'd rather watch the video, that's great. But just go to iTunes. The link will be in the description or the link will be in the show notes. Go to iTunes and rate the podcast. It will help us out quite a bit. And if you're feeling, generous, go to Mike Check Waifu Patreon, patreon.com/Mike Check Waifu. Support the show, become a producer if you like. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Mike Check 1 2 1 2.
My sweet waifu.
Is that you?
One way.